Okay, so let's look at acetylcholine axon terminal. We're no longer dealing with monoamines, right? Because the monoamines were dopamine and norepinephrine and serotonin. We'll get back to serotonin, and we'll finish up the monoamines in a bit. But I want to talk about acetylcholine now. We're talking about, a neurotransmitter, the vagus stuff that gets its own sort of category. But like the monoamines, you have genes coding for acetylcholine synthesis and also degradation that are going to be expressed in neurons that are going to actually use acetylcholine as the neurotransmitter, right? So these enzymes are going to be transported to the axon terminal, right? And like the monoamines that we've discussed thus far, acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter that's also synthesized or manufactured from widely available substances in the brain, right? Or in the area where these neurons are located, which is the brain and also the peripheral nervous system. So there's a chemical called choline, which is a byproduct of lipid or fat metabolism. So again, all your cell membranes are made out of fat, right? There's a lot of fat in the brain and body. There's a lot of metabolism of fat going on. So there's plenty of choline available. This thing, acetyl-CoA, is actually part of the process by which your cells generate ATP, right? Which is the that energy molecule that allows all these transporters and other machines to run that require energy. So every cell is breathing, right? Is actually burning sugar and generating this acetyl coenzyme A. So there's plenty of this stuff around. And then we have an enzyme, right? It's actually called CHAT, right? Choline, don't worry about it. CHAT is going to grab onto choline and grab onto acetyl coenzyme A and stick them together and form the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, right? So acetylcholine is manufactured, synthesized, right, in neurons that will release acetylcholine as their neurotransmitter. It'll be packaged, okay, and then the acetylcholine is formed, right? It's built up via CHAT, right? And then it gets pulled in, of course, to the vesicles via the vesicle transporter, which is specific for acetylcholine, manufactured in neurons that are going to release acetylcholine, the cholinergic neurons, right? And upon the arrival of an action potential, acetylcholine is released into the synaptic cleft. And acetylcholine has a very interesting way of breaking down. It's not pulled in, remember, as dopamine and norepinephrine are, by that reuptake transport, right? That's the monoamines are going to be pulled in and then broken down by monoamine oxidase. Acetylcholine is different. Acetylcholine is actually broken down in the synaptic cleft. There's an enzyme out here. It's called ACE. Some of this information might be giving you an ache, right? But it's acetylcholine esterase, actually. This is the enzyme that grabs on to acetylcholine and breaks it down, right? So acetylcholine is synthesized by CHAT, right? And it's degraded in the synapse by ACE.